Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you guys are having a great start to your almost weekend. We're almost there. We're getting there. Tomorrow's Friday, but hopefully, it's nice where you guys are and you guys are having a good day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tanya or Titanium Built. You can call me either or. I don't prefer one over the other one, so whichever you guys prefer to call me is fine. If you're in the chat, thank you for being here tonight. And if you're watching on the replay, thanks for watching on the replay. If you are watching on the replay, make sure you comment below that you're replaying the video, and that way I know if you guys enjoyed or you guys didn't enjoy the video. So it lets me know. But welcome in, everybody. I see the mods are here. I see some blue in there. Oh, I don't know what I just did, but I did. Oh, I turned off the comments. Hey, Just Breathe. Hey, Ladybug. How you doing tonight? Hey, Dawn. Hey, Willows. Hey, Tom. It's good to see everybody. I saw Baby Girl was in here too. Hey, Boone. Good night, Boone. Boone's like, good night. They did. So they did say that the trial will have cameras. Yep. Yeah, they're going to have their own. They're going to stream like they've been streaming the court proceedings all along. And then they're going to decide, I guess, late, like maybe the next hearing, if they have another hearing before trial, which I'm assuming they will. But I think they'll have at that hearing, they're going to see who the media is going to be like in there for the trial. Because I think they're only going to allow like a couple people in there for media, unless you just want to get in line with the public, you know, and try to get a public seat because they want the public to be able to attend the trial. So, I mean, it makes sense. Plus, you have to make room for the families. You got families on both sides. You know, you got Brian's family, and then you've got all the victims' families, and they have kids themselves, you know, still. So some of the parents are, bringing their like children, their adult children are going, like the Gonzalez's, their kids are older. They're old enough to go, to the trial. And I know Maddie was an only sibling. Xana has a sister. I don't know if she'll want to go, I'm sure. And then Ethan has 2 siblings, so they may want to go as well. They're a little bit older than they were a few years ago. So what are we congratulating? Oh yeah, you had graduations activities. Well, I hope you have a good time, Catherine. I bet you are with your family. Hey, Lenora, welcome in. Hey, Jog. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Ash. How's the weather where you are, Ashley? I heard it was getting bad down there again. So they didn't rule on the continuance. No, not yet. But he pretty much said it at trial yesterday. I could pull up the Gonzalez's family page because they have it verbatim. But it says pretty much like, act like we're going to trial. Like, go thinking like I'm going to, give you this continuance. And you guys, if it takes me a couple of days and you guys don't do anything over the weekend or whatever. So he said it was going to be a short response. I like that. Hey, Ryan. Sunshine and pouring rain. Yeah, we had, did it rain here today? That I can't remember. I don't think it rained. It didn't rain. I went to the pool for a little bit. It was cloudy, but I needed to just get outside, And what better reason than to go sit by the pool? Hey, Olga. Hey, Kathy. Well, it's good to see everybody in here. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hey, Dion. I don't think he's going to delay either. Yeah, come in and hit that like button for me if you guys don't mind. Hey, ATX, and hey, baby girl. Lots of storms everywhere. Hey, Jet Set. Yeah, they have one media seat. And I think that they said something about letting Latah County have like that seat because, they don't get to have the trial in their town, which I think that's a good idea. That's a fair idea, but give it to somebody give it to someone young that's, can like build their career. Like, I don't know. This should be like that one guy. I cannot think of his name. I'm gonna pull his video up. He is he looks like he's from like a soap opera or something. I don't know. He's super dark, like he gets spray tanned or something. And he had the hair he looked like a news anchor. He did. He looked like a news anchor, but he was adorable. And he asked a lot of questions during the press conferences. And then he had the one-on-one interview with like Chief Fry. I'm pretty sure it was him that had the one-on-one. I know he had one with a couple people. So I think it was Chief Fry as well. So, hey, Chloe. Well, welcome on in, everybody. I'll get down to the bottom. Hey, Kiwi. Hey, Betsy Ross. Tom, yeah. Needs to be a on trial for being a clown. Where was I where I read a comment? I've been in a rabbit hole day. I don't know where I've been. I've been all over the place. And there's a lot of creators that say things with like such conviction. If you don't believe it, like you're questioning yourself. Like if you question something, you're made to feel like kind of dumb in a way. Like I feel like some of these creators, like they talk down or something. I'm not saying her, I'm just saying in general what I've seen today. I was just like, whoa. Like I was just going through creator after creator, like just kind of click on a video here, click on a video there. Like this person sent me to your page. Oh, okay. Well, let me go check out that person's page. And like, it was just crazy. I don't know. I want Brian Enton. I know, me too. I want Brian Enton too. He was there like every day. I mean, he was first in line. Yeah. Yeah, she's another creator. She's just a very what I say is right. And yeah, Betsy. Oh, I was going to comment. But I decided not to this time. I've done it before. I used to run my mouth a lot, but I don't know. Maybe it's older age. But I try to keep it in my head and just tell Vincent or something. But I hadn't been on her page in probably 2 years almost. And I went over and I checked out that video with the guy, and I was like her happy video, right? But she seems so mad. Like, why are you always in a bad mood for? I think that we need to get William the hookup. Bill needs the hookup. Yeah, well, baby girl, when you stop watching, your brain feels so much better. Like I mean, it really does. It really does. But then I'm like, I kind of missed it. I kind of missed like going through and listening to stuff and being like, no, that like I'm trying to think of the wording that was used in another video. It was like something, 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 but we know Brian didn't do it. Like it was like you wouldn't even like give, like, you know what I mean? Like we're supposed to be like, we don't know if he's guilty. We don't know. What we have is what we have. But going on what we have, I don't see us saying he's definitely not guilty. Like that's like something I just don't, you know what I mean? Like being like 1000%, he didn't do this. They're framing him. Well, who's framing him? I would ask. And also, why? Why him? Like why him? They could have picked somebody else. They could have put a lot more DNA at the scene. You know what I mean? They could have left out the other DNAs, like so it would have been like no questions asked. And then some people just don't even, read documents, and then that makes me cringe too. So yeah, I just been like in this little wormhole today, I guess you call it. I don't know. I don't know what you would call it, but I figured I'd bring you what I found and we would talk about it. I know that what was I going to say? So I know that there are a couple news, like what are they called? Like news videos, I guess it came out. That's not right. That's not the right words. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But there's a couple videos that came out. One was from News Nation. You guys probably watched that one by now. I think it's been like it's been a few days. Like that one came out. I think it was a couple days ago. And then there was one that came out today. And they're both saying in the videos that the DoorDash driver says in the body cam video that she parked beside Brian Kohlberger or pulled beside him. In one of the videos for Court TV, they go into a little bit of the actual body cam video and they talk about it. But then right when she's about to say whatever it is she's going to say, like I cannot hear anything. Like that's why I'm bringing it to you guys to help me see if you hear it. But right when she's getting ready to say it, they cut off the video. So it was like, wait a minute, we didn't get to hear what she was saying. Like, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go and we're going to listen to that little portion of the body cam video. We'll do it here in a few minutes. So it'll give you some time if you want to grab some headphones, because she does speak away from the camera. And I didn't play any of the body cam video because I didn't really want to do that, but it's out there now everywhere. And I just want to play this little snippet of it because I want to see what you guys think. Like, I think I have pretty decent ears. And I had my headphones in and I can't hear anything. So like, there's just something about like that part. I really do think, yeah, no, I think she was there. There's documents and stuff that I'll show you. But like, I'm just, I don't know. And I'm not saying she's lying. I'm just saying, I wish she would have like turned her head and was more directed at the microphone. Do you know what I mean? Like, then we would have been able to pick it up really well. So I thought, we'll just go through a couple of those videos. We'll listen to those. We'll watch the body cam. Also, we'll kind of go into her ex. Well, it's her ex-husband, but her husband that was killed, and the guy that killed him. His name was Nathaniel Hart Nisbet. Her husband's name was Charles Pat McMichael. And you're going to notice there's like everybody has like a second name. Or they could go by like middle name. I don't know what they're doing out there in Idaho and Washington, but they've got like 15 different names. So, yeah, she's definitely was there. So, I mean, I trust that because I have like some documents and stuff too, like I said, but let me see if I can find them. Where do we want to go? I have like so many tabs up, so I'm just going to put it on this video. There is a fly in here, I swear. Why did they do this to me? They sneak in here. I had the back door open earlier for the cat. So some of these I found on X, and let me see. It's Matt's account. I can't think of his last name. Black Ink. So I'll put his post or his Twitter, or yes, X in here whenever we're done looking at these. So some of these documents come from his page, and then some of them I found on the portal that Idaho, Latah County, and then I went to Washington and looked in their portal. So I got them for both of the states. Also, don't let me forget to show you guys the shit show that was going down on Facebook. So there was this really sweet girl in there, and I don't know who she is, but she was like, maybe I should show you that first. Maybe I should. Well, I have to show you how I got to this part first. Okay, so I'll just tell you about it. But I don't know what Gray Hughes is doing out there with life, but he must have been like a couple steps behind all of us, because I had already been on that Facebook page, and those were not like, these postings were not there like the day before. And I had it pulled up. Like, I was like, that wasn't there. So I clicked on it to see who had, because on her Facebook, she has a lot of those like Temu ads, and like, if you play one of those games, you get like $1, like, and you share it to your Facebook. So it's a lot of those posts. So no one comments on her post. You know what I mean? Like, she's not an active user. It's just like a throwaway kind of account, just to have like stuff like that. Well, this girl was really sweet, and she was reaching out. She was trying to reach out to her for Daniel from Drunk Turkey. And then all of a sudden you see Gray Hughes. I wasn't looking at the names of the people. I was just reading the comments. But then I look over and I see Gray Hughes, and I about fell out of my chair. He was being a little petty, I think. I'll show it to you guys, but here in a little bit. But I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, oh my gosh. So you got this girl just trying to be really sweet and get the message to this lady, like, hey, Daniel wanted to talk to you, and like, and then and then Gray Hughes is like, well, maybe he should reach out. He probably wants an interview. And I'm just like, and the girl was like, no, that's not what he wanted. Like, she's like, I'm just the middleman. Like, I'm like, Gray, you have like a huge channel. You know how intimidating that would be? Like, if that was me, I would be intimidated. I'm another creator, let alone a subscriber. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to like say anything's like different with us, but I mean, I've been on the platform. I know that people are going to come after me. You know what I mean? Like, not you guys. Hey, Machichi. It was Nina. Oh, well, tell her I'm sorry. I felt so bad for her. I was like, man, I was about to comment myself. I was tempted. I was so tempted. And I was so tempted though, just to like comment onto it and just be like, you be nice to her. I mean, he's grumpy. Maybe him and Jules could hang out. He's good at computer stuff, but he's not very friendly, I would say. Betsy Ross, I think he knew. I think he was just being mean, I don't know. It's just being weird. So, but I went and got on this Twitter, this X account. So we'll pull up these documents. So the first one that I want to pull up is, I want to make sure I'm going in the right order, actually. I think this is the right order. And then I'll show you the ones that I got. Now, on April 28, 2025, there was a complaint filed, Gloria Fisher versus James Mackey. And that's going to be, I'm just going to say their names. That's going to be Jimmy, he goes by like two different names, like completely different. I've never really seen that before. Like James, Jimmy, I see that, but not the other name. So let me share this with you guys. Okay. And I'll be on this other screen. I'll be reading this. So I'll be right back over. Let me see if I can actually open this so we can actually look at it a little like clear, because I couldn't find this part. But it says it's a complaint for unlawful detainer, and we'll just kind of read through it as together. I want to make sure I'm not like confusing myself too much, because I've got like, okay, a couple different pages pulled up. So comes now the plaintiff, and for cause of action against the defendants alleges as follows. Plaintiff Gloria Fisher is the owner of the property leased in Pullman, Whitman County, Washington, to the defendants herein. And it sounds to me like this is going to be like, I think she's trying to like maybe evict. I'm not sure. But defendant at all times Material hereto, defendant is and continues to be a resident of Pullman, Whitman County, Washington. Defendants are not in the military service. And if you guys, actually, I wanted to kind of go over this with you guys too. Some notes that I took. So we'll read through this real quick. Property of plaintiff, Tennessee. Plaintiff is the legal owner of the real property located in Pullman, Whitman County, Washington, commonly described as, and it's redacted. Said lands and premises are rented to defendant pursuant to a month. I got the other one. Month-to-month lease since before January 2025. Plaintiff believes that defendants are now residing on and are in possession of the premises. Defaults, defendant was given a 14-day notice to pay rent or vacate premises on or about February 18th, 2025. Defendants have failed and refused to pay rent or vacate the property as of March 4th, 2025, as set forth in said notice. And I think this was actually going to court today. In addition, defendant has failed and refused to pay her monthly rent of $950 per month since January 2025 for a total outstanding of $3,900. In addition, and additional reoccurring charges of $700. I wonder if that's like per day, or is that like if you don't pay your rent all the time, is that per day? Like they charge you? You can clearly say that we pay all the time. Don't want none of this happening to me. Yeah, this is an eviction. Yeah. I know, more Flair. I watch it sometimes. I'm just like, oh my gosh, funny channel. Did I not share the second page with you? Did it not share? No, it didn't even share with y'all. Look at this. I don't know why I didn't. I pressed that thing that said share. So, sorry about that, guys. So we're on number 5. And let me know, yeah, is that per day? You get charged. That's what I thought, like every day. How? I mean, okay, get out of here, Fly. Where's my dog at? My dog usually gets up. So attorney fees and costs. Plaintiff will incur filing fees of $197 and cost to serve this summons and complaint. Pursuant to the terms of RCW, and it gives the terms, plaintiff should be awarded reasonable attorney fees and cost incurred herein. A reasonable attorney fee is if this matter is not contested, would be $750. In the event this matter is contested, such further as the court deems reasonable should be awarded. Do these people really think they're going to get this money, like this much money out of somebody? I mean, out of anybody. They better just say, you just move out and we will forget about the $700 a day, because that's craziness. Like, I mean, you can't just stay in someone's house though, right? I can understand that, but $700 a day when your rent per month is only $950, right? Per month. Like, how do you possibly think they're going to have $700 a day to give to you? What is this? The Beverly Hills, like, what's Carlton? Where are we staying at? That's crazy talk. I wonder how much it would be if we were late here. Oh, I wouldn't even want to know. I don't even want to know. So plaintiff will incur additional expenses to clean up the premises in an amount to be proven to the court, and plaintiff should be awarded judgment against the defendant for all such expenses. Venue. The lease agreement, which is the subject of this action, relates to rental property located in Whitman County, State of Washington. The venue of this action is proper in Whitman County, Washington. Wherefore, plaintiffs prays for the entry of judgment against the defendants, individually and jointly, in writ of restitution as follows. Declaring the tendency by which the defendants hold the premises herein described terminated, and that possession be restored to plaintiff. Directing that a writ of restitution be issued to the sheriff of Whitman County, Washington, directing him to deliver possession of the premises to plaintiff. I'm assuming you just want the keys back. I mean, you can't really deliver the house to you. For rent through May 2025 of $5,575 together with interest. Foregoing sums of the rate of 12% per annum from the date of judgment. for plaintiff's expenses incurred to clean up the premises in an amount to be reserved together with interest therein at the rate of 12% per annum from the date of judgment. For all cost and disbursements herein incurred, and for attorney's fees as herein alleged, together with interest, they want 12% rate for that too. Man. That the court forthwith issue an order directing the defendants to appear and show cause why a writ of restitution should not be issued, restoring the plaintiff's possession of the property in the complainant described, for such other and further relief as the court may deem warranted in the premises. Well, this is like, it does seem like this is like an eviction, but like, I mean, were they there? Like, were they at the premises? Like, could she go and deliver this to them? Like, you know, be like, here you go. Like this, that's what I'm wondering. You know what I mean? Or I'm wondering if they're like dodging service. Like they were just kind of like, you know? And then this is just it's just the case information. And then I had that, actually, let me close out some of these windows. That's the same one that's under the portal tab here, right here. Plaintiff Gloria Fisher, and she had a lawyer, and yeah, the defendants are listed there. They actually, some of these, like when I was going through them, like there's really nothing like too bad, but like some of the judges was Judge John Judge and Judge Marshall. I was like, oh wow, look at that. Like we know those names. We don't know Roger Sandberg. But it just 6/25/2025, hearing time 10 a.m. So they have some appearances like coming up. This is the motion. Also, motion to continue today. They got an order of continuance, it looks like. So they have to go back on the 25th. That sucks. Like, yeah. And now eviction, like, I knew that other people were going to pull this all out and like be going through it. And I was like, you just beat them to it, girl, because at least you got some, you know, we got dignity on this channel over here. Some of this stuff I've seen and heard today, I'm just like, my brain is fried. Let me see what this one was. So this is the case summary for MM, and it was just the motion to continue. So, okay, like you can see right here, it looks just kind of like Brian Koberger's, you know, bottom of his case summary. And then I do have one for him too. I think it's this one. Okay. Now, I'm not sure about this document, just because like I mean I know it's like legit and everything. I'm not thinking that, but actually let me open another tab so I can like, well, that didn't go in very far. But it just says at the top, it gives the case number. And then it says, in the matter of the application of the state of Idaho for an order directing the attendance of MM. And then it has case number, file date 6/2/2025, case status active, but it says plaintiff, Brian Koberger. Like when he would be under the defendant? Or is it because he's bringing it? But I don't get that part. Oh, good night, DM. Hey, Claw. And Confuser. That name's pretty funny. So yeah, that's I don't know why he's under plaintiff. I don't know. Maybe that's a typo. I don't know. Well, because people want to know. I mean, people want to know about her. Just like they wanted to know everything about Dylan and they wanted to know everything about Bethany. They brought out the pictures of Dylan when she was at the new sorority house, like doing her big little party or whatever. And they were like, look, she's happy. She's good to go. And it was just like, no, that's not it. But if you are just now coming in and you're not sure what we're talking about, we've been talking about just the DoorDash driver in the Idaho 4 case. So recent developments in the Idaho 4 murders have highlighted a DoorDash driver as a potential key witness in the trial of Brian Koberger. And we all know, he is accused of fatally stabbing 4 University of Idaho students on November 13th, 2022. So the DoorDasher, she's 44. She came out, not really, but her arrest video came out. It was a simple DUI, but she's called MM in the court documents. She claims that she delivered food to Xana at the King Road house just like minutes before everything happened. She says there's videos out that say that she says in the video that she pulled beside Brian, and I personally couldn't hear it. So that's why I said earlier, if you guys want to get your headphones on, I'm just going to play like that little 10-second clip, 20-second clip, so you guys can hear it. They have it on News Nation anyway, and I think Law and Crime, Core TV. So we'll listen to those in just a moment too. Okay, so let's go back here. Yeah, I don't know why they have it as Brian there. Let me go back and see if there was anything else. Like there was a couple other little things. I just want to make sure. I don't think this is anything though. This is just for the one that I just showed you. Oh yeah, this is just the exact same paperwork I just showed you. Okay. Like I can share it. I mean, this is the same thing I just showed you, just not highlighted. Okay. And I think that was it. But yeah, so she apparently is supposed to, it says case type miscellaneous civil. And it says for an order to direct attendance in an Idaho district court. And that was on 6/2/2025 under motion. So. Oh, and it's 3 sides in here. Look and look, and I keep forgetting to look. 3 sides comes in, let me know. And if you're listening in, thank you for sending me that PayPal. That was so nice. And welcome in, everybody. Okay, so that's all the paperwork. Like, I mean, there's more, but we don't really need to go through all of it. There was like some stuff in Idaho, but it looked like more of custody stuff. So we don't need to get into that. There was a couple infractions. I thought there was something I wanted to show you guys, but I don't really remember. So like these weren't like, oh, that's what I want to show you. Like the stuff that she gets in trouble for wasn't like anything crazy. It's not like she's out there like, you know what I mean? Like as far as I've seen, like slinging drugs or anything like that. Like literally all this one is lights, vehicle headlamps required. Like she was driving, it seems like without her lights turned on at night. Or maybe it was like dusk, or, it was getting a little too dark out for it. And Megan Marshall was the magistrate on that. And she pled guilty. Just kind of like those kind of things, like everybody gets a little ticket here and there, but it wasn't nothing. It's nothing bad, Casey, nothing at all. And that's what I wanted like everyone to kind of know, that because people are still saying stuff about it and it just makes me so mad. So, and we don't know what she was like. This was back in 2024. The body cam. She was interviewed in 2022 or 2023, the beginning of, so I would say 2022. So, I don't know. I feel like everything she needed out there was out there. So, but they were going to have her come into court. Now her husband, she was married to a guy that was murdered. And remember we heard there hadn't been a murder in the town in like so many years, like 10 years or something like that. Well, it looks like it was this guy's the last time. And what are the odds of that? Like, I mean, I know that's a small town, but dang, that's small, right? Like, and I'm not saying anything nefarious. I'm just saying, like, what are the chances this poor woman is going to have her husband shot down? And then, you know, years later, she's going to be door dashing and, you know, see, or maybe see Brian Koberger. So I did pull up like a couple, like articles on it. Let me see. I think it was the Spokesman Review. They really didn't give him, I think he was in there like a couple years, like a couple. And he shot the guy like over and over. I don't know. I don't know why they did that. So it says here, a magistrate judge has ruled there's enough evidence to merit a trial for a Moscow man charged with murder in connection with the shooting death of an acquaintance. Nathaniel Nesbitt, 28, is charged with second-degree murder after prosecutors say he shot and killed 42-year-old Charles Pat McMichael during a confrontation at a Moscow home on November 10th. And this was written 2013, December 22nd, 2020 or 2013. Magistrate Judge, so John Judge, made the ruling Thursday at a preliminary hearing, sending the case to Second District Court for trial, the Lewiston Tribune reported. Police said the shooting took place at a Bel Air mobile park. McMichael's wife, Molly McMichael, testified Thursday that she and her husband were to help Erica Rosenmando, Nesbitt's wife, change the locks and fix door jams in her mobile home. Rosenmando said her and her husband were separated and that Nesbitt wasn't supposed to be at the home. So it sounds like he was being a good guy, going over and changing the locks, making sure he couldn't break in by, you know, like the doors, and making sure everything was kind of sealed up for her. That's sad. When Pat McMichael went to the trailer, he found the door unlocked. The woman said when Rosenmando tried to unlock the door, she said she found it was blocked. She said Pat pushed his way through, and that's when she thought she saw Nesbitt near the kitchen. Pat barreled through me into the door through the house. He was ready to get that guy up out of there. The woman said they heard 3 or 4 noises described as breaking glass, followed by a pause, and then 3 or 4 more noises. Rosenmando said she pushed her way into the trailer and heard 3 pops. She then slid to the floor by a falling cabinet with her arm up in a defensive position. At that point, I saw Pat on the floor. She said she next saw Nesbitt standing in the hallway holding a 9mm Beretta pistol. Latah County Prosecutor William Thompson Jr. told the court the evidence showed Nesbitt shot Pat multiple times with a discernible amount of time between rounds. Thompson said an autopsy showed the first shot was fatal and that McMichael had 3 shots to his chest. McMichael wasn't armed, Thompson said. Nesbitt is being held in the Latah County Jail. So he says shot multiple times. And he had 3 shots to his chest. First shot was fatal. Didn't need to do any more, but you did. Oh, man. You know, that's anger. That's like, that's rage. I don't even know what that is. He's serious. And welcome in, everybody. It's hard to see the chat when I'm on this other page. If you guys don't mind just taking a second, hit the like button. If you would like to become a member, I'll put the link in the chat. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, it's free and you can just hit the subscribe button. So we're here every night. I say that every night and I'm like, one of these nights I'm going to take a night off and I'm going to trick you guys. But not tonight. Okay, I'm going to pin this. So if you guys do want to become a member, it'll just be easy just to put it right at the top. So North Carolina, where am I at? North Idaho man pleads guilty in trailer park killing. So he pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter. So not only, and we're going to read through this, not only was her husband killed for what seems to be doing a good deed, helping another woman, helping somebody feel safe, right? Going and changing the locks and just making the house more secure for her. He wasn't supposed to be there. He walks into the house and he gets shot and killed. I mean, that's just sad. And then you go to court and you go through trial, and then this happens where he gets like no time. That's not, I mean, I don't know. That's just not justice. The 28-year-old Nathaniel Nisbet made the plea Thursday in Second District Court. In exchange, prosecutors dropped a second-degree murder charge. Police say Nesbitt shot and killed 42-year-old Charles Pat McMichael during a confrontation at the Bel Air Mobile Home Park in Moscow on November 10th. I wonder if that wasn't the Bel Air Mobile Park right there. I wonder if that was the richest area in Moscow, if this would be 2 years. So authorities say McMichael arrived at the home with his wife and Nesbitt's estranged wife to exchange the locks on her mobile home, but McMichael found Nesbitt inside with a 9mm pistol. Judge John Stegner has yet to rule on whether he will accept the plea agreement. If he does, Nesbitt faces up to 5 or 15 years in prison. And then there is another article that came out that said he will serve no more than 15 years and no less than 2. And I think he was out in 2 and he just got I think he's now off probation or parole, or maybe he's getting ready to be off of parole. I'm like, that's not justice. That's not justice. And then this happened. I mean, this woman's pretty strong in my eyes. And that's just me, that's just me. So I do want to say though, when I first found this video, it had 2.5K views and now it has 17K. So, yeah, he got a lot of views, which was good. That's where we wanted them to go. I want to see, I think I have it in the right spot, but I want to make sure with the transcript. So I'm going to look up the transcript really quick. I think it's Command. Yeah. It's so nice that you can search the transcript for certain words, because if not, it'd be bad. Okay. I'm trying to think of what words to put in here. I think it's around the 36 minute. Okay, here it is. Okay, so if you guys want to put your headphones in, listen very carefully. Mine aren't in here, but we'll put it at the 35:49 mark. I don't want to play too much of it because, she's already been through the ringer. I just don't want to miss it either. Okay, we want to go up a little bit more so. Okay, I'm just going to play a couple minutes of it. Let me go over. Put it on the screen for you guys, and then we'll listen to. I'm only listening to this because I want you guys to hear it, to tell me what you guys hear, because I don't hear anything about Brian. I don't hear Brian's name mentioned, and it could just be me. That's why I'm trying to see what you guys can hear. I can hear her say, she's the DoorDash driver. I hear certain words, she's the DoorDash driver. I can comprehend that. And she's got to go to trial for the college girls, or the girl. It sounded like she said plural, girl, but that could just be what it sounded like, I will put the closed captioning on. I don't think it's going to help. If you guys are wearing headphones, just be careful, because this lady that's talking does have a microphone or whatever. So she's loud compared to, MM over here. And I'm going to share this video too. So let me share the YouTube link that I was using, or the Twitter link also. That way, if you guys want to see it for yourself, you can. Thanks, Machichi. That's very nice of you. I like the face. Oh, you're fine, baby girl. Okay, so listen as good as you guys can and let me know what you guys hear. I did take it back to the 5-minute mark. I think she says it around 36 seconds. So I will let you guys know whenever she goes to say it.
Shoulders and arms. I forget what it's called, but basically it'll get a blood flow and then your veins to the arm.
I'm gonna try this booster. Thing never like seems to work though. Let's see.
Okay.
It didn't.
It's too large. It's cut off all the nerves. It don't work right all the time. Did a doctor diagnose that, or?
Do you see how she's looking away? Like she's looking away from the camera. So it's just it's hard to hear her. That's all. And you know, that's not her, in my opinion, being on anything like drug related. That to me just looks like trauma, you know?
My doctor includes yes, all diagnosed. Okay. I have PTSD. I have depression. I have insomnia. My husband was murdered in front of me. He was shot 9 times. Our friends. Where did that happen? In Moscow. In Moscow? Yep. When was that? Who was your husband? Charles McMichael. He was shot me with it. And then now I have to testify.
Right here. So okay, it's right there. So she says, and now I have to testify. So I'm gonna take it back like 5 seconds so you guys can hear it. This is where she says, like, and I have to testify. I can hear that part, but after that, I don't hear like the part where it said I pulled up beside Brian or I pulled next to him or I drove past him. I don't hear any of that. So that's what I wanted to see what you guys hear.
And then now I have to testify. So yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver. So yeah.
Something like, because it's a pretty big case and I'm the DoorDash driver, or it's a pretty big case.
You have to testify in which murder case? With the college girls. Oh.
Murder of the college girls. I'll take it back too.
My DoorDash driver is up
Like she says something right there, right? I just don't know what she says. Like I cannot for the life of me hear what she says. But I'll take it back so you guys can hear it, like, you know, and then we'll go on to the videos that way. But yeah, let me know what you guys hear. Okay, sorry. Let me go back a couple more seconds.
And then now I have to testify. So yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver. So yeah. You have to testify in which murder case? Murder case with the college girls. Oh. My DoorDash driver is up
What are you writing down? I don't hear it, but don't you think if she said something like,
so you think it's all of those issues that
don't you think that if she heard that, like if the cop heard something though, like wouldn't she have said like, what did you say? Or something like that? You hear it? I don't hear it. You hear it? Okay. I hear the DoorDash part. I hear I'm the DoorDash driver. I hear that I hear her say like I'm the DoorDash driver. I'm going to be testifying in a big case, and she says like what case or something. And she says the college girls. See, I didn't see or hear that. You heard it, okay? See, I don't hear that. I wish I could. Maybe I need better headphones. I have some really good ones over here. I don't know how to plug them in though. I think they plug into my mic or something. I don't even want to mess with them. I'll have Vincent mess with them later, and I'll listen to it again because that's why I wanted. You're welcome, Italy, Virginia. Is it VA or Virginia? Could be both. It could be or the VA. Either way, welcome in. Yeah, like Chloe. Yeah, I mean, like, and she almost reminds me of myself in a way, and my mom. And I'll tell you why. Myself, because I know what it's like to look like something on the outside and feel like you have to give an explanation for it. I'll give you an example. When I lost my eye, everybody I met, every single person I came across, I had to tell them, you know, I'm Tanya and I have a prosthetic eye. It literally was like it was like I had to tell people because I felt like if they looked at me and they were like, what's wrong with her? Or they asked me what's wrong with you, I would take that more like, you know what I mean? Like I felt like I just had to tell people that. It was just my thing. So I think that's what she does in this video is she overshares a little. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing. It's called trauma. My mom used to do it too because she went through a lot of trauma. Like she was in the hospital and stuff. So, and she was like, you know, I mean, she went through a whole lot. So like this lady, that's what she reminds me of almost. Like she wants to explain herself and why she does what she does, you know? So, but so like I said, Banfield came out with the first video that I saw, and I only got to like 1 minute and 41 seconds in, and I was like, and that's when I came on the live, and I was like, wait a second, did she really say she was parked beside Brian? Because, you know, I couldn't hear very well. So I'll play this. We'll play this and we'll listen in to see what they say. I wish they would play it. Like, so Court TV does a good job about like putting some captioning in to where you like, when you read the caption, you're like, okay, that's what she's saying. Like I could hear it better with like, you know, when like there's words like helping you hear it. But I don't think they do that on the News Nation one. I'm not sure actually if they show it or not. I think it's just Brian out front of the jail. So
from the opening statements in the Idaho quadruple murder trial.
She said 55 days.
Only 55 days away from the opening statements in the Idaho quadruple murder trial. And if you thought things couldn't look any worse for Brian Kohberger with, you know, the DNA and the cell phone data and the surveillance video and an eyewitness description of his eyebrows, at least, not to mention the laughable alibi. I like stargazing at 4 o'clock in the morning with my phone turned off. I know, I kind of thought that too, until what I heard today. A smoking gun that both sides somehow managed to keep under wraps for months. There is apparently another eyewitness. It's the DoorDash driver who delivered food to Xana Kernodle less than 10 minutes before Xana and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin and Xana's housemates Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez were all savagely murdered by an intruder. Police have confirmed to us that a woman seen in some of the interrogation footage from an unrelated incident is a 43-year-old woman known only as MM in the court documents. She was arrested that day for a DUI while being questioned at the Pullman, Washington police station. Just happened to reveal to the officers that she had to, quote, testify in a big murder case here because I'm the DoorDash driver. End.
Can you guys hear that? Is it really quiet? Let me know if you guys need me to I could switch it over. I don't know where we were at though. Let me see. 120. I think this one's like her full. Oh yeah, this is her full thing. So we'll go here.
I know. I kind of thought that too until what I heard today. A smoking gun that both sides somehow managed to keep under wraps for months. There is apparently another eyewitness. It's the DoorDash driver who delivered food to Xana Kernodle less than 10 minutes before Xana and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin and Xana's housemates Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez were all savagely murdered by an intruder. Police have confirmed to us that a woman seen in some of the interrogation footage from an unrelated incident is a 43-year-old woman known only as MM in the court documents. She was arrested that day for a DUI while being questioned at the Pullman, Washington police station. Just happened to reveal to the officers that she had to, quote, testify in a big murder case here because I'm the DoorDash driver, end quote. When the officer asks which murder case, the woman says, quote, the murder case with the college girls. I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw Brian there. I parked right next to him, end quote. And I think I need to read that last part again because I did a double take when I first saw it. I saw Brian there, she says. I parked right next to him. That interrogation video was posted on a YouTube account where it was discovered by web sleuths and journalists. It's unclear, though, whether the woman's outing will affect the start date of the trial itself. The defense has been pushing for a delay for weeks now, but that's over the media leaks, the whole Dateline episode kerfuffle. And that is due to be the subject of a big hearing tomorrow. But the prosecutors want the trial to stay on target for the planned August 11th beginning. Our senior national correspondent, Brian Enton, is in Boise, Idaho tonight with much more on what all of this means. First of all, I did not see this coming. A second eyewitness.
Yeah, this is a bombshell, Ashley. If it is true what this DoorDash driver is saying, then this is a bombshell. I came to Boise thinking that the hearing tomorrow was going to be the big story, but this is big. The Idaho Statesman was the first to break it today. Basically, this DoorDash driver, who we knew existed, by the way. We've known for a long time there was a DoorDash driver, that she goes by MM. She's been referenced in the court documents. We knew that she arrived there to deliver DoorDash at 4 a.m., about 10 minutes or so before the murders. But what we didn't know is what is in this body camera video. And let me explain this a little bit. You did, Ashley, but the reason we know about this is because last year, this DoorDash driver, totally unrelated to the Brian Koberger case, she got pulled over, suspected of driving under the influence. She had a expired tag, suspected of being under prescription pills, and she got pulled over, and she just started volunteering this information to the police while she was being interviewed, and it's on body cam. And she said that she's the DoorDash driver from the Brian Koberger case, that she saw Brian Koberger, which is really the headline here, that she's a witness who saw Brian Koberger, and all of this just happened to come out through this new body camera video from Pullman, Washington.
I wonder if this is like a big if, but I wonder if she has one of those cameras that go in your car that when you're like door dashing or you're doing like Uber, like Lyft or whatever, you know, like you can have like a camera that either like faces out or faces like in towards you. Just curious. I probably not, but you know, you never know. You never know. Wouldn't it be something though, like if she was on the phone, like just to have like, you know what I mean, to corroborate? I mean, she's fine. Her testimony is fine by itself, but it's crazy that she either parked beside him, drove beside him, but either way, I wonder how long it took her before she realized like, oh crap, I'm a witness. Like that's just incredible.
So Brian, you take us back to the house. We're going to have to describe it because the house has been torn down. But if you look at the front of the house, there's a parking lot out front where all the cars were lined up, and they stayed that way till they were all towed. But this DoorDash driver said, I parked next to him, which makes me wonder if she's talking about the parking lot out front, or if she's talking about that side street off to the left where that bushy tree is, that big, tall, bushy tree is just adjacent to the red car.
Like right where the white, like BMW is?
Car there, because there's a side street that goes up that left-hand side of the house. And isn't it
it's a very
that the killer used? Yeah. Walk me through that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. There was someone talking in my ear. Yeah, it's a very, very important part of what she said. Not only that she said, I saw Brian Koberger, but I wrote this down. She said, I parked right next to him. Now, you think about DoorDash.
Go right to the driveway.
A DoorDash driver typically would park right in front of the house where they're delivering the food. They pull into the driveway. You see them in the driveway. They get out. They go to the front door. they give the customer the food. Why would the DoorDash driver drive onto the side street of the house, which with the murder house, you've got the front of the house, you've got the driveway like you described it, but then you've got this side road that goes up the side near an apartment building. You can't even walk down to the house you'd have to go through the woods unless you walked all the way around if you went to the side road. We don't know exactly where Bryan Kohberger parked, if he's guilty of all this. They've never said that in any of the documents. We know that he's caught on camera going up there and going up towards the house, but we don't know exactly where he parked. But if she's saying that she parked right next to him, does that mean that he parked right in front of the house, that he just pulled right in the driveway?
I think he did.
And then went in for about 10 minutes to commit these murders. We don't know, but it's certainly interesting to think about.
I mean, there's plenty of room there, right? If you pulled up behind the white car, DoorDash would still be able to get in. Like, even if they pulled in behind you, not necessarily like right beside you. That's a big driveway. I just don't see it being on the side. Because the Jeep would have been like, you know what I mean? Obstructing the view. I don't think that she would have pulled in like where the black vehicle is.
That's what I wondered. And then also just with the pictures we're looking at now, again, I'm always so sad when I see those cars parked out front behind the yellow police tape, because it's sort of the vehicle's frozen in time from the kids who would never come back to use their own vehicles until their parents or their loved ones took those vehicles away. But it certainly doesn't look like there's a whole lot of room, which made me wonder if this DoorDash driver parked out front on the street, knowing, well, I can't go into this little parking lot. I'm just going to have to park out here on the street, which now would make a little more sense. If Bryan Kohberger did this, if he's really the killer, he might be surveilling from a little farther away, not so obvious, and out on the street. But that's the only thing I can think of, because as you said, going up that side road, it's really hard to get access to the house. As a DoorDash driver, you just wouldn't go up that side road to the side of the house.
It would be hard to get to the house from that parking lot in general. Like, that parking lot in the back is up on that hill, and then you'd have to go down like an embankment and then come back up where that couch was, like pop up, go up to like the second floor, because it's just a weird layout. I just think it's just so much harder for the person to go through that back slider door than it would be the front door. I mean, but
yeah, the whole thing up there is tight and confusing. The layout when you drive up there is very, very strange and tight. We would always have a hard time finding a place to park up there. There's a little bit of parking on the street there, but it's difficult. It's hard to get in there. So there's a place where maybe a DoorDash driver could have just pulled off without going fully into the driveway and like put their flashers on and run up with the food. But it's hard to imagine that Bryan Kohberger just parked right in front of the house. I have to say I'm a little skeptical of this whole story. Just the way that it came out through the body camera video, the fact that in all of the police documents that we've been able to see in the probable cause, we knew there was a DoorDash driver, Ashley, but if they had a real credible witness who saw Bryan Kohberger at the house, that is huge. How would we not know that by now? It's possible it's just like a bombshell that they're saving for the trial, but don't you think maybe that would have been in the probable cause, or in all these court hearings that we've been to where we get new little nuggets? I would have thought maybe we would have heard about that by now.
Yeah. But maybe they were keeping that for trial.
I can't believe that it wasn't even a whisper rumor. You're right, especially with all the reporters that descended upon the story, finding every DoorDash driver in town. I know that we tried to reach every DoorDash driver in town, but the problem is everybody, does side hustles with DoorDash. So it could have been anybody. And that was the problem with actually trying to find the person who did deliver the food that night. Okay, the question about this person in particular, MM, the woman in particular who's, told the police, I'm the one who's going to have to testify in this case. I'm the DoorDash driver. I can't imagine what it's like to be her, because she had nothing to do with any of this. I'm sure she wants nothing to do with any of this. Like, the stress and the frustration that this would have brought to her life, I'm sure, is unthinkable. But she also may have the credibility issues, especially if there's a DUI in play, or, drinking, and she seemed to say on the body cam, it isn't the first time.
Yeah, and look, I feel terrible for her too, Ash. I mean, the fact that we've confirmed she is the DoorDash driver, and she was there at 4 a.m. just minutes before this brutal slaughter happened. That's a hard thing to deal with, I'm sure. And I feel very, very sorry for this woman. But in terms of credibility, I've seen the body camera video. She's pulled over, she's crying, she's had DUI in the past. They take her back to the station. She's emotional, she's distraught. And she says, and she's just telling this cop that I'm the witness from the Brian Koberger case. I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw.
Do you think she said that? And I'm not trying to say anything bad, but do you think maybe she saw that because she said that because she thought it might help her like get off on the charges that she was on? Like, you know, like offering something like, oh, but I'm a witness. Like, you can't put me in jail, or you know what I mean? Like, maybe it was like a last ditch effort to try to like, I think she thought she was going to go to jail and she wasn't going to go home that night. And I think that's what worried her more than anything. I think after they told her like, you're not going to jail, then, you know, she was able to kind of calm down a little bit more. But I mean, you get picked up for your second DUI, you think you're going to jail, right? They're booking you, they're taking your picture, they're fingerprinting you. I would have thought the same.
Brian, I parked right next to him. I'm just wondering, was she was really the DoorDash driver, but like maybe she thinks that she parked right next to him, but it wasn't actually him. I don't know. I just think about the credibility. And I go back to the point that how is this the first time we're hearing this story? And it's through this means, through a body camera video that's totally unrelated of this woman in a very, very desperate situation after she gets pulled over for DUI.
So what do you think just in terms of this hearing tomorrow? Look, like you said, your focus was all about the Dateline leaks and how the defense is just sort of apoplectic about how this information got out from under the gag. Now there's this, and it's out there. It's not a leak. It's just, people put things together. Is this going to have an effect potentially on tomorrow's hearing and the issue at hand, which is a delay in the upcoming August start?
I don't think so. I suspect this will not come up at the hearing. I do think it's going to be a bombshell hearing. I think it's going to be a really interesting, juicy hearing. I think that the judge is going to have to hear both sides about whether they want to delay. And I think he'll probably make a decision because they've already filed their briefs with their reasoning. But what I'm more interested in is at the last hearing, Ashley, you remember, he talked about wanting to bring on a special prosecutor to do an investigation to sniff out who the leaker is within law enforcement and figure out who leaked that information to Dateline. I think we're going to get an update on that. Are they going to bring in a special prosecutor now to have, could there be criminal charges? Have they figured out who this person is? They may have even figured it out by now. I'm very interested in all of that, which is gonna come out at this hearing tomorrow, Ashley.
Have you been, and listen, everything in this case has been difficult to learn, but have you heard any rumblings of an investigation already? Like, have they been ferreting out who's spoken with whom? Have they confiscated cell phones and that sort of kind of, I hate to even suggest it, but asking people within the investigative circle, hand over your phones or we'll subpoena them and we'll search your history?
Well, we know that they asked everyone involved in the case and everyone in law enforcement involved in the case to save all of the records in their cell phones and emails so that they could go back and try to figure out who this leaker is. In terms of how the investigation has progressed, we don't know. That doesn't surprise me, though. This judge is serious, and he was serious before, and people were nervous to speak out before. I'll tell you, after the last hearing, I don't think we're going to know anything about that investigation. I think people are nervous, which is why I think it's going to be interesting tomorrow to finally find out what's been going on behind the scenes here, and will they in fact delay the trial because of this ongoing investigation into the leaker.
Wow. And then this weirdness that just sort of crops up the day before the hearing. Yeah. Okay, well, obviously, don't make plans at this time tomorrow night, Brian Engen. You're the lead guest once we hear how the hearing goes. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for scrambling early to get that information up for us. I appreciate it.
It's good to see that the credit is going to the right person, I mean, like literally what the power of a little Twitter does for a page. I mean, you know, I haven't seen any other person talk about it. So there was 2 videos that came out. One of them was on News Nation. That one we just watched. And then this other one came on Core TV. This one just came out today. So I thought we would go over this one because it actually like they put some of the wording that she's saying like in the body cam. Like they actually play the like 20 seconds of the body cam, but they do put like closed captioning and they try to tell us what she's saying. So maybe it'll help us hear it a little bit better. I don't know, a little easier. Is there anything else? So they actually never mind. We'll just go ahead. We'll go ahead and we'll play this one. We'll go ahead and play this. But I'm going to turn the closed captioning off. I don't think we'll need it.
Selection is set to.
Let me go back.
The man accused of killing 4 Idaho college students is set to face a jury. This is going to take place in just a few weeks, and Court TV will be there for it all.
Right now, jury selection is set to begin July 30th, but his attorneys are fighting to have the trial delayed. Koberger returned to court yesterday for a hearing on the defense's motion to push back the trial start date. We'll bring you that hearing in just a moment.
But first, let's start with a look at the timeline of events inside the house in Idaho on the night of the murders. Here's Court TV lead anchor Vinny Politan.
The roommates of 1122 King Road went out on November 12th, 2022.
Kaylee and Madison arrived home at about 1:56 a.m. after visiting a local bar and street food vendor. Ethan and Xana were at the Sigma Chi house before arriving home. The 2 surviving roommates had also been in the community but returned around 1 a.m.
By 3:30 a.m., everyone is back at home, and a white sedan prosecutors say was driven by the defendant is caught by a neighbor's surveillance camera driving by. 3 minutes later, the same car drives past the house heading out of the neighborhood. Then at 3:38 a.m., the driver does a second drive-by. At 3:56 a.m., the car passes by the house for a third time, in and out of the neighborhood.
These were just girls that went to sleep that night, and he was stalking them. He was hunting them.
At 4 a.m., a DoorDash driver drops off food that Xana Kernodle ordered. At 4:04 a.m., the suspect drives up the street toward the house again. Dylan told investigators it was around that time when something woke her up. It sounded like Kaylee playing with her dog upstairs. Xana's phone records show she is awake and on TikTok at 4:12 a.m. A surveillance camera picks up audio of a thud, voices, and a dog barking at 4:17 a.m. Dylan hears one of the girls say, "There's someone here." She also hears crying and a man say, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Sometime between 4 o'clock and 4:20 a.m., she opens her door a few times, and at one point sees a man with bushy eyebrows walking past her room and towards the back sliding door.
She described this person as being white, male, wearing all black, a few inches taller than her. She's 5'10", wearing a mask, skinny, athletic, toned build.
Dylan calls and texts her roommates, but she's only able to reach Bethany. At 4:20 a.m., the car is seen on surveillance video again, this time leaving at a high rate of speed. Between 4:22 and 4:26, Dylan and Bethany send a flurry of text messages to each other. No one is answering. "I'm freaking out right now. Run down here." Dylan runs to Bethany's room, and on her way, she sees Xana lying on the floor of her bedroom. News Nation spoke with Kaylee's father about this.
I just imagine her booking her tail off, going down those steps as fast as she possibly could, seeing something at the side of her eyes, and just running all the way down the step.
At 4:32 a.m., Dylan sends a text to Kaylee, "Please answer." For the next 7 hours, Dylan and Bethany got on their social media, slept, and kept trying to reach others in the house. At about 11:50 a.m., they call 2 friends to come over and help check the house. That's when 911 is called.
911 location of your emergency.
Something is happening. Something's happening in our house. One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night and she's not waking up. Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night.
Now, we're learning more details about the investigation into Brian Koberger, including the DoorDash driver that Vinny just mentioned, who says she saw Koberger near the house that night.
That 44-year-old woman told police after a traffic stop last year that she may be called to testify in this high-profile trial. Her conversation was captured on body camera video. Let's take a listen to that.
And then now I have to testify. So yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah. You have to testify in which murder? Murder case for college girl. Oh.
All right, let's bring in our guest this hour to discuss trial attorneys Cannon Kearney and Mackenzie Joy Brennan. And Mackenzie, I want to start with you. We have this new footage of this DoorDash driver that we've heard about since the beginning. You know, in the video, she says that she'll likely be called as a witness. But to me, Kelly, what stands out is that she says that she saw Brian near the house that night. And now, not only do we have the DNA on the sheet that was found in the house, now we have potential witness testimony about placing him at the scene of the crime. How does that change the tide of this case?
Boy, I think everything that we've seen progressively has really connected him to the case itself. We have all sorts of different types of evidence. You know, it's not just circumstantial. Now we have eyewitness through a real person. You have eyewitness essentially through camera footage. It connects to the defense's new motion because it seems like they're really trying to do everything they can, as they must in a case like this where evidence is so clearly.
I'm showing you on the screen right now. MM is the person we were talking about. It says right here. I've shown this document. We just went over it. I must be going nuts. It gives the case number 25-2-00171-38 if you want to look it up for the Idaho courtroom or Idaho court. It's or Whitman, sorry. Case number gave it to you. File date 6/2/2025. And it is for Brian Koberger, and it says for an order to direct attendance in an Idaho district court. And yeah, I can take it down now, so you guys can actually watch the episode. But that's what the documents were saying.
Weighing against the defendant, that they just want to delay as much as possible, throw everything at the wall, because once they get to trial, there's so much stacked against this person.
And Cannon, in regard to what Mackenzie is talking about here, defense counsel really wants to have a continuance in this case. The judge has told them that they better be prepared. You better be ready. When we first started hearing about all the information in this case, the defense counsel was saying that Brian Koberger was out stargazing that night. And then, as Mackenzie was saying, more and more details have come to light that appear to connect him to this situation. How do you change and keep changing your approach as a defense counsel to a case like this when new information keeps coming out, tying, in a way, your defendant to the case, your client?
That's a good question.
Kelly, good morning. I would say the best thing for the defense to do is to continue to go at the credibility of the witnesses and at the credibility of the evidence that's been put forth. It appears that they're saying that their client's Fourth Amendment rights have been violated, his constitutional rights have been violated to his privacy. It appears that they're going to go at the witness that we just discussed. And essentially what we're seeing is a defense that's doing everything that they can to help their client. But as you indicate, it appears that bad things just keep raining down on Mr. Koberger's head. So as far as being able to get some form of adjournment or pushing back the time for the trial, the judge has already pretty much indicated how he's going to move. So at this point, either they're going to take some type of plea or they need to have some type of evidence to clearly indicate that their client isn't the person who killed these victims.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if the state is going to offer a plea. I mean, I don't know, but it's a death penalty situation. And so we'll have to see, could maybe they take the death penalty off the table? I don't know, but we'll have to see if the trial moves forward. we assume it will. All right, Cannon, thank you so much. We appreciate your insight as always.
Okay. I was going to say your body will do some crazy things with trauma that you never thought your body could do, like ever. Ever. I've been through the ringer, and I've been able to go right back to sleep. I've been able to act like nothing ever even happened. Like my brain has literally just shut down and been like, hey, you're not processing that thought to not today, not tomorrow. So I've done that. I mean, in multiple situations, not like they've always been really bad situations. Like my father was killed. My mom was in the hospital, things of that nature. But I did find, I went to the socials, which I usually don't go to people's social media, but I did go to social media this time. And I was looking to see, I just wanted to see about the Molly lady. Just wanted to see what her page was about. And it was just like me going just to be nosy for myself. But then I saw this stuff and I just was like laughing in my head. Like, I mean, I saw like Gray Hughes just act like a total ass, kind of. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I was actually in shock, actually. So, what I was doing was, let me take you over to her. So this is how I got to his page. If you guys want to look them up, I mean, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. They don't get on social media. But I had to go down through her like post and find Jimmy. And this is Jimmy over here. And Jimmy has 189 friends. Jimmy ain't living large on the, the Facebook app. Like he's barely posting, I mean, I don't we don't need to go through his post, but if you guys want to, that's your thing. If you find anything that's crazy, keep it to yourself. I don't even want to know. But what was it? Oh, I wanted to show you her page because that's where it was funny. Okay. So, right here, this was like the only one that had any, comments on it. And so I was like, oh, well, who's commenting? And then Michelle commented, just Daniel from Drunk Turkey Show. YouTube is attempting to get a hold of you. And then Gray must have put something else because, or maybe it's just, I don't know how, like, there's nothing here because he says Gray Hughes, not yikes. I'm not friends, so couldn't. It sounded important, so I wanted to help. Just wanting to help. She just wanted to help. And then he tags her. No, it's not important other than he just wants to interview her, which is cool. So he should just reach out to her. He deleted some of his comments. You son of a gun. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go to all. Maybe that's what it is. I knew I should have taken a picture of this, but there was another comment here. I don't know what it said. I'm sure Michelle, I'm not going to say her last name, but I'm sure she has it because I'm pretty sure he said something else. And then she said like this, like FYI, like he didn't. I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe he didn't. But when I saw his name on there, I was just like, oh my good golly. Like, yeah, he's unhinged. I was just like, oh my goodness. Of all the people, right? I mean, Gray Hughes, like, I don't know. Like, I was on this page yesterday and this wasn't here. This wasn't here yesterday. So, it must have happened last night, I guess. When, what was it say? 6 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 3 hours ago. So, and then this person, Emily, which I respect this comment. It says, hey, Molly, protect yourself. Don't respond to any requests for interviews. Have someone help you make your Facebook private. Peace be with you. And Emily, yeah, I can relate to that. So, but I think that's all I really have. Let me see what else. Let's go look and see what's going on the streets. Mm-hmm. Everything is pretty much talking about the DoorDasher. I mean, that's what people are going to be talking about, Hopefully, people are nice. Yeah, I mean, this appears to say she saw him. I haven't looked anything up, like on Google or anything today, but yeah, it just says that. I'm sure more videos will come out eventually, but like Court TV News Nation's done one. I mean, I don't know if they will, but they we're going to hear from Stephen Hippler, the judge in this case, of course. We're going to hear a short order response from him within the next, I'm hoping tomorrow. I'm hoping he sits down tonight with his bourbon, if that's what he drinks, and he just sits there and with his, pierced lips that, and he writes down some notes and he types up his stuff, his, whether he's going to do a continuance or not. If he's going to do a continuance, if I was him, I mean, that he don't have to do this, but I would be calling them families individually and explaining to them why this trial is going to be continued yet again. That's what I would do. I mean, if I was the judge, I mean, that, you don't have to. You ain't got to do that. But I mean, this is a really big case. And, if you do decide to do that, which I never thought you would give a continuance. I think that you should have just told her no. Should have said no. I mean, it would be one thing if the defense attorneys were asking for help. If they've asked for help this whole time, they didn't. They've switched out attorneys. They've had Jay Logston just hanging out back at the freaking barracks, wherever, the law offices. And what's he doing? Making $180 an hour just to sit there? Like, what's he been doing? Why are we not looking through discovery? Why are we not having a plan of action going? Is Brian the problem? Is your client not giving you anything to go on? Like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe like he just straight up, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he'll continue it. But I mean, he said in his own words, but we have seen it happen plenty of times in this case. Things have been continued or pushed back, or things have come out. I don't know I don't even know if they'll find like the leak or whatever. I think that the faster this goes to trial, the less likely leaks are going to happen. And the book's going to come out. That book has been in the making for 2 years, at least 2 years. We've known about this book. She could have brought that crap up a long time ago. The docuseries, there's been Datelines, there's been 2020s, there's been Roku documentaries, there's been Fox Nation documentaries on this case. And Fox Nation has like 5, I think. So, or more, actually. They might even have more. And then Nancy Grace, when she was up with like a dog with a bone with this case, I mean, everyone's still going to talk about it. So even if Ann says, well, I mean, how long would you need after a book is released and then a 4-part docuseries for that to simmer down? Like a year, 2 years? I mean, for people to not remember, I don't know. I just sequester them. That would suck, but I mean, it's not that long. As long as they're out by, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Yeah, right, Sky. And hopefully they just. So Stephanie, he didn't really tell us. He just said, well, just be looking for a short order coming out. So I'm hoping tomorrow. I'm hoping that he doesn't make us wait through like the weekends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, not me, but the actual family members in this case. And they actually have on the Gonzalez's page, they had his exact words, like that the judge said. It says, Judge Hippler, I would tell you that it's likely that you're going to trial on the date that's been indicated. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They'll be going to court on the date. And then we have the Pennsylvania court hearings on June 30th. So I'll keep my eye out for that. There was also a plea. That's 22. I was like, wait, what? I thought I just saw a plea today. Not for Brian Cooper, for something else. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys for tonight. By the time it simmers down, another dog will be out. Yeah. Yeah, the people are ready. And the families are, Yeah. Well, seriously, like with my father, my father was killed in a car accident, and I was 10 cars behind him. When I'm thinking less than 10 cars. Whatever higher power is out there for us, said, we're not going to let you witness it. So I didn't witness the accident. But for some reason, me and my boyfriend I was with, we dated for 5 years. We usually would go through car accidents and like check them out because we lived in a small town. There's nothing happened in that town. But for some reason that night, I was like, will you just take me home a different way? So we went like all the way, like 30 minutes out of our way to go with this back way to hit this other back road. And I remember walking in my house, and my parents, my dad was always home after work, 3 o'clock, 3:30. You know what I mean? Like he was always home after work, in bed by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. And my mom was sitting there, and she said, "Your father's not home yet." And as soon as she said that, I knew, like my body knew, my brain, I knew. I didn't say anything. My brain like just shut down, and I went straight to my room. I laid down. I went to sleep. There were officers knocking on my bedroom window because I grew up next to one of the officers that was there to tell me, like, they were like, "This is her room. Like, we could wake her up," because my car was in the driveway. And I didn't wake up. Like, they tried to wake me up for a good hour, I would say. Like, I mean, pounding. My mom must have not have heard it. She was in the back of the house or something, but I could hear it. I woke up a couple of times. I was like, like, it was weird. It was like, I would wake up and my brain would be like, "Nope, go back to bed." And like, I felt like if I fell back asleep, that I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have to get up and do all the things that we're going to have to do, like things that were going to have to be done. Right. Like, your brain, it just does that. Trauma will let you, like, I don't know. It just does that. It's crazy. Thank you for becoming a member, Cuffy. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. And thanks, guys. It was 17 years ago on the 17th. So wish I could say it gets easier, but it doesn't. But my dad was an awesome man. He was so awesome. He was the best. But like, I can understand these like going to social media and trying to, or like calling them, like you don't want to go out there and see. You like, your body almost knows, but your brain's not absorbing it. It's weird. It's like you're in this like weird altered universe, you know? And like the next day, I even went outside lunch with my friend. I pulled up and was just like, "Here I am. Let's go eat lobsters." And he was like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, he knew it, as soon as he saw me, because we were that good of friends. But, you know, like I was like, nothing at all. Like, it was just, you know, so that's how I take it. And even after my car accident, they said on a scale from 0 to 15, like 0, you're dead. 15, like you're awake. You know, 6, 7, you're like comatose. They said I was a 15. They were like, "You were talking to us. You were awake. You were observant." My body didn't think that. But, you know, that's the beauty of like I guess your brain and like the good Lord above, you know, sometimes he blesses you. And then he blessed me twice with Vincent. Twice is, you know, it's a defense mechanism. Yeah, it is actually. And now I just run. Just that someone rings that doorbell, I'm out. If you were like not here, if you're not Amazon and I don't expect you, I'm going to be hiding in the closet. Call me. I think that they were in the house. I mean, I think it happened just like they said. I think that Bethany was on that bottom floor. She had no idea what was going on. She's like inside that wall almost, like that tucked in that little, you know, that little nook. I don't even think necessarily someone would even think to look down there if they didn't have to. I'll let you on just a moment. She must want her sister. Oh, you can't see her. She's actually standing at the door for once. But yeah, now she just got me mixed up. Yeah, there are PKC. The karma is real and it's coming and it's fast. And whew, man, the streets have been nuts lately. Have you guys been on them? I want to comment so bad, but I just try not to. But y'all be crazy out there. Not you guys, creators. Let's see. Is there anybody? See if there's anybody that was live. Looks like burnt toast is. Looks like there's some. Oh, look at me. I'm on the live thing. Well, I hope you guys have a great night. What's this guy doing? He's just shopping at Walmart. I could never do those prank videos. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not good at pranks. I used to be. Not so much anymore, though. I used to prank my brother and stuff all the time. I am blessed, Betsy. I really am. I can't say that. I mean, I lost a couple people that were so important to me that 3 or 4 people, but no one can replace. But Vincent. I got Vincent, and, and he does a pretty dang good job, Thank you, Cuffy, for gifted memberships. Oh, I didn't know that was a sticker. I thought it was. I just saw the handcuffs earlier. That's cute. Yep, Ashley Karma. Yeah, and sometimes karma comes so fast. You're just like, wow, that bitch is fast. And then other times she's slow. You know what I mean? She's just real slow. But yeah, me too, Scott. I could feel like both ways. Like if I don't know what I would do in that situation. I mean, still, like to this day, I would probably hide for a while. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fighter nowadays. I'm not much of a fighter anymore. I fought so much. I'm just like, can someone else fight? I'll put the dog in front of me or something. Just kidding. Yeah, I think that would be nice if they can just, but then they'll be able to like ping their phone. They'll have all that, information. And Wandering Orphan, I almost did a TikTok to that song the other day. I think I didn't, but I was going to. I have one for another Taylor Swift song, and I put half of it out like last year, and it was pretty funny. I should put the whole thing out. I don't either, but I just love I love Swiftie comments. Hey, Jenna, I love Taylor. I don't even like cats. I like my cat. My cat is freaking awesome. That little bastard. Where is he? I'm like, where is he? He's probably on the other side of the door. He's probably waiting on me. He likes his treats, his midnight snack. Oh, I didn't give him one last night. I was in a mood. I wasn't like in a mood, but you know what I mean? Like I was tired and I was like, Rocky, why do I have to give you treats every night? And I meant to like give him treats, but I forgot. I was just bitching at him just a little, you know what I mean? I've had this cat since I was 22. This cat's like part of my like existence now. So if you saw him, you'd like him. I promise you. He's one of those like cats that like he looks like a tabby cat, I think. I don't know. Like they're like alley cats. I got him at the shelter. He was 6 months old. Someone bought him for me. I was like, I would have never picked you, but he is like perfect. He's perfect. Do you want to go out there, Mr. Riley? Okay. Guess we'll go hang out. That's what you heard. You saw Brian there right next to him. Okay. Thanks, Christine. You guys have good ears. I thought I had good ears. And Three Sides, if you pop in here and you are at the end of the live, thank you for sending me that PayPal. I wanted to thank them. I'm just reading the chat. Well, thank you guys for all coming in and hanging out with me for tonight. I appreciate it. I'll be on tomorrow night. I have a bunch more tabs open. I'm just going to start like picking tabs and then just going through them. We still have that podcast. There's a few episodes left. I might just put them on like pre-recorded, maybe. We'll see, because I have another podcast that is it's like better. I think it's better overall. And I wanted to go through that one as well. And it's smaller. It's like shorter episodes. I'm like choking. My throat is like super dry. Wow, that made my eyes like water. My throat got really dry. But I'll be on tomorrow evening. I don't think I'll be on tomorrow during the day. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll take you guys to the pool with me. I thought about doing a live by the pool. So maybe we'll see. I think my computer would work down there. Like I could bring my pink one, like not this new one, because this one's really like brand new. My other one's from 2021 or something. It's still pretty new, but I could take that one. And then I do have wireless mics, so I could take that. I don't know. That'd be fun. Hey, Jenna, how are you doing? Your dog would have been all over the place. I'm surprised she just put her head back down. She's so sweet. I guess today Vincent was going to like take the trash out, or the dog's out. The dog's out. And this guy, he always walks around. He just is really in shape. He's an older gentleman, like probably 60s, 70s maybe. And he like actually talked to Vincent tonight. Like we've always waved to him for the last 8 years. We've waved. We've never said a word to him, like ever. And like, I guess he walked up to our dogs, and like Mia ran, the big gray one that's usually back there. She ran from him. And he was like, oh, you're a big scaredy dog or something. I guess he said something to Vincent. I was like, oh, look at you making friends outside. Oh, thanks, Sirius. Yeah, I still have my story and everything about my everything on there. I need to do a new updated one though. I need to do a car accident story time. I'll probably do that on my second channel. That's a good thing to start with. I'm trying to think of like what I should start with on that channel. Maybe I'll start with that. Because that'll be a good one, to go over. If you guys are not aware, I was in a really bad car accident, and I have metal everywhere. That's where the name Titanium Built came from. So no one's asked me that question in a while. Like, why is your name Titanium Built? So, well, have a good day at the school pickup. Man, that sounds terrible though. Just like having to get the kids to school, like all the cars. That's one thing. I'm not patient. I'm not a very patient person. I got to work on that. I got to work on my patience. But thank you guys for being here again. I will let you guys all go. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Friday. It's the end of the week. Oh, and speaking of which, hopefully Mary Beth's okay. I didn't see her tonight. But I will see you guys all later on. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Bye.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a